So we're going off to get some card to make a stencil. My first coffee. I'm still asleep, man. I'm resurrecting a sign that I have not used in 6 years. I'll explain later. Today is a coffee day. Today is a coffee day, man. This is fucking boring, right? I mean, whatever. I just thought maybe. Ching ching.
Okay. Oh, hello, cat. Hello, kitty. Hello, kitty. Ow. Ow. You want to go inside?
Yes, you do. Of course you do.
Don't tell anybody.
There you go.
There you go, mate. Okay. I'll be back.
So, I'm from London and I live in Rome now. Don't ask me why, other than the fact that it's absolutely fucking beautiful, and fell in love with an Italian woman, and we're married now. But yeah, I live in a classical Roman neighborhood. It's called Garbat3lla, and if you know, you know. And this is kind of like the main hood here, so it's kind of like, why are you filming? Who you trying to film? There's bare people on house arrest and shit like that. So anyway, this is creepy, man. I don't even know how anyone does this, like actually films. Anyway, let's just go make this stencil, innit?
Fresh water from the mermaid face.
Just had a local conversation. I don't have a clue what they were talking about, but they wanted to know who this dude is. My man sings his heart out. Anyway, I'm gonna try and not be so self-conscious about filming myself, but I don't know how anyone does this, you know. About 10 years ago now, I restarted doing some street art under the name The Mystery, and I needed like a symbol to start doing some stenciling around streets and stuff, so I just basically drew this eye very quickly just to like have a stencil to run around, and that actually became like the symbol for the whole, what would you call it, art movement? One sec. So we're gonna go into the first shop now just to find some cards, see if they got anything. Follow me. Hello. Do you have cards? Carta. No. Per scrivere. Okay. No, no color. Gacco. I really need to work on my Italian. Like, that was absolutely fucking difficult. I've lived in a lot of unique, that's the word, areas before, but this one I think is the most unique and beautiful. Where am I going? There. Let's walk in the shapes. One sec. We're coming up to like a very famous cafe. Imagine like EastEnders but set in Rome. This is what the cafe is. I'll show you in a sec. That's the one. That building above is worth 2 million euros. This is gonna have the best cornetto in the world. Oh, so now I'm here, yeah? I'm in my courtyard at the moment. This makes me sound like I'm bare rich, but this to Italians is a council estate. But it looks like a bloody mansion, so there you go, can't complain. So the eye, I used it in a lot of paintings and stuff like that, and a mate of mine came round, saw it in a painting because I was looking for a logo, and they said, that's the one, that's what you should use. Bit of a sad story because from that moment I basically just gave up everything. So like going to birthday parties, going to lots of different places to just really focus on like making artwork and stuff. And like this is in my 20s, like you're meant to be socializing and getting to know people, and I just kind of sacrificed that to actually focus on doing artwork. And the end of the story is that there was a fire in my house and it just destroyed all of it. It destroyed all the paintings. That's the end of that. So this is why this is like a rebirth. Use the eye, and my wife thought it was a really good idea. I was a little bit hesitant at the beginning to want to use it, but now it feels like just because you had some kind of tragedy in your life, you should kind of carry that forward with you. That's what we're doing. I'm just gonna take this eye forward with us. And this time I've got a partner, so it feels more strong and more meaningful. Brother, you came outside again? Okay. Well, I hope you're nice and cold there though. Fair enough. So at Rome, they've got these really cool corner shops that basically have everything in them. I've got that. The cardboard for the stencils, like you can just get that from the bin, like as long as it's not covered in food. But this was from the recycled bin with the cardboard, so that's easily like 20 quid from the art shop. Tracing paper for €1. Get it out. It is hot right now. €1.50. €1 for stickers. 75 cents to print like the image to trace. €2 for a I forgot what these are called actually. The Stanley. I'll take it step by step, but it's going to be very much like an old school graffiti way of making stickers, making stencils, all of this stuff, rather than paying for a 3D printer or paying someone to make up a whole bunch of stickers for you. We'll just do it all ourselves. Very old school New York style, like making stickers and making your own stuff. Anyway, so I'm gonna start by, we don't actually have to trace this. We don't, so we just literally with a bit of pencil, we just, fuck man, just watch me, okay? What you wanna do, get a good color, and on the back of your design, you just basically scribble it all in. If you can see through where it is, don't worry about having to cover all of it, just as long as where you're actually lying with your pencil, you are making sure there's enough color on there, like pigment. But I mean, this is very primary school way of doing it. So, and to be fair, I haven't found a better way since. The design at the end will kind of look like that, like you've just got all the important bits in. It's all the important bits so you can see the design. Like that, and then that's on the back. So you've got everything that you need to line it precisely. Let's open our Stanley. This is weird. What's the line up for? What are you doing that for? Okay, here we go. Strong card. Put that away, make sure that's secure. And then with as much space as possible, get it kind of nice and centered. Because with the spray paint, you'll notice that it will bleed, like it will just spray where it wants to go, you know. And the more kind of space you give either side of your design, so like from here to here, it allows that spray to be caught in that bit. Sellotape, nothing fancy. You can get all this stuff from, you know, your local shop, man. Very cheap. Don't have to go all fancy and being sold all this very fancy stuff to do very fancy things. Nah, man, you can borrow from the recycling and borrow from your next door neighbor, man. It's all good. You just want to stick it down, like make sure it's strong, like it's down, like it's not gonna move left or right. Anyway, hey, you're gonna be okay. That sellotape wasn't as sticky as I thought it was. For this bit, I'm gonna be listening to Red Hot Chili Peppers. Go on. Which album? So it'll look a bit like that, just like a light sketch on top. And literally all I did was use a H pencil. H is a good pencil to use because it's hard. It doesn't go down whilst you're doing it. So it's kind of like you're just using a ballpoint pen or something, but you don't make such a strong mark. Do you see what I mean? You're not gonna, you have to be careful not to cut the paper or go through it or pierce the paper, stuff like that. But for me, this is like best for stencil making. Also, if you use like freehand tattoo stencils, the old school one, the one that you have to trace on top of it, the carbon paper, this is like perfect as well for it too. Next is my friend Stanley. So you basically use the safety knife to cut everything out. Maybe I'll do it slow. I won't use a time lapse on this one, just so you can see where I'm like placing my hands and stuff like that. So you can put my hands in kind of dodgy places, do you know what I mean? For this bit, you're gonna need obviously this Stanley knife that goes up and down. You're gonna need like a wooden kind of drawing board like that. And then obviously your design. And the first thing you wanna do, this underneath, just like that, so it doesn't like cut the surface below. Just gonna go straight to the board. You just follow the lines. So I'm gonna put Anthony back on, just jam out. All I'm doing is following the lines. And on the corners, you just take your time, like you just cut, 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 like poke it in. This is actually very similar to tattooing because you gotta follow the stencil as it is, and you gotta do the line in a certain way so that you're not like fucking shit up, do you know what I mean? Have you been finding it difficult to draw properly? Do you need help with a good pencil? Well, let me interrupt with this small commercial break. This is the pencil holder by whoever the fuck. Link in the bio. Now, back to what we were originally doing. I was just bullshitting, by the way. So, I've done the first pass on it, and because the card is quite thick, it's like corrugated card, so it's got 3 layers. It's got one flat layer, another layer with like this kind of zigzag in between, and then another flat layer in between. So sometimes the knife doesn't cut all the way through. So I'm gonna flip the card over, look at what's there, and then we'll see if we need to, you know, do a little kind of finesse on the back basically, or reline the whole thing, just cut out bits, because you don't wanna pull the thing, you don't wanna pull the stencil out until all of like the little tiny bits of paper are cut, because otherwise you'll just get like loads and loads of, you'll tear the stencil basically, to put it simply. Yeah, so the lining didn't go all the way through. I don't know if you can see any of that, but basically we just need to like recut these. We've made the initial like incisions or whatever, and now we just need to really go in there and make sure that they're securely cut, so when I pull it out it gives me like a nice kind of very nice clean line. It's gotten a little bit tricky because the cardboard is not the best, to be honest, but we're almost there to like reveal it. I'm just gonna get in there with some like tight nail scissors. I see you. There we go. I'm gonna go get some proper stencil paper. Where you at, man? Eccolo. Parla inglese. Chilling. He's just hot as fuck, like.